Hi, everyone. Thanks again for joining Change with Colton, episode 13. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with Hirbod Bigvand. He's a serial entrepreneur. In the past, he was the co founder of Surfboard, which he had a successful exit from in 2020. He served as a venture capitalist at VU Ventures and Hexa Global Ventures in SF, and now he's the founder of Cassius. Welcome to the show.
Hey Colton, thank you so much for having me over here. It's a pleasure to be here.
I'm excited to have you here and look forward to learning some new things from you today. To start out, can you share your story of growing up and then coming to the United States at the age of 16?
Yes, I became the luckiest man in the world, and I got a lifetime opportunity to move to America when I was 16 years old. When I arrived here, I couldn't speak any English, didn't know a single soul in America, and I had no money when I arrived here. Back then, I had nothing but all the hopes and inspiration in the world to be successful, to build a name for myself. Then when I got here, I got to work. Did very well in high school, got a full ride in college to study finance at University of Texas at Dallas. During college, I got introduced to the shiny world of entrepreneurship and building startups, and that changed my life forever.
Wow, very inspiring. So,
Thank you.
can you expand more on your journey there?
Yes, it's during college, kind of like going to discover myself. I was like, who am I gonna be in this world? And one time I went to this party, met this very cool dude. We were chatting. He sit on the couch. We chatted for like 4 or 5 hours that night. And I was like, what do you do? And he's like, I build apps. The moment he told me he builds app, that was my light bulb moment. I was like, man, how cool it would be to have a tech startup. Then one after one, start reading about entrepreneurship, start reading about venture capital. How do you build startup? How do you find co-founders? How do you find problems? And that was the story of founding Surfboard. Build this very cool social media app for college kids. The way the app worked is it would show you what's happening around your campus. It would show you all the fun and activities like parties, sorority parties, fraternity parties, fundraising parties. Basically, any events that were happening in campus, the app would show it to you in a video based format. Worked on Surfboard for 3 years. We raised more than $1 million from VCs, and I got an opportunity to sell some of my shares right by beginning of COVID. After I exited from Surfboard, that's when I moved to San Francisco and I became a venture capitalist. And I invested in consumer deals.
Very
Every
cool.
yeah, every consumer startup that we're focusing on, kind of like in the realm of culture and consumerism, that was right in my alley. For example, like dating apps, music streaming apps, the new fashion clothing stores, anything that kind of had the movement of young and youth and consumerism, that was my focus.
Awesome. Before we talk more about your VC journey, I'd love to jump back a little bit before Surfboard. You came up with a few other ideas, and
Yes.
in entrepreneurship, it's very hard to go on that journey, and there's always challenges to overcome.
So
Can you
many.
share a few lessons about those ideas and what you learned from them?
Yeah, for sure. Whoever is listening to this, if you have these two traits, you're going to be a very amazing entrepreneur yourself. One of them is this: you have to have a thick skin. Having a thick skin is like one of the most important requirements of being an entrepreneur. Most of the days is going to be hard. Most of the days you're gonna sit there and pull your hair, be like, what is going on? Nothing is working. The things you thought is working is gonna fall down and not work. And the second thing is you have to be able to handle stress. If you can handle stress and have thick skin, you're gonna be a very amazing entrepreneur. It's gonna be very tough being an entrepreneur. It's not rainbows and poppies as the media makes it look like. The fast
Right.
life of being an entrepreneur. Most of the days is just dealing with stuff that nobody wants to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely a hard journey. Do you have any tips for managing stress?
I'm myself learning that as I go through. I think over the years, as you get older too, your maturity goes up. You get better at managing stress. But I don't think there is an actual like hard formula into it. Or if you do this, you be good. One of my biggest excitement in life is going for long walks after a stressful day. That
Mm.
long walk, you go on a trail for a few hours, you put your headphone in and you think about how was your day, you reflect back on your day. That's the biggest therapy a founder could ever have. Go for long walks, think about how could you be better, think about the deals that you made for the day, how could you improve them. But yeah, it's that would go for long walks. That's the answer.
For
How about
sure, yeah.
yourself? How about
Yeah, I
yourself?
mean, I love going for walks. I walk my shit to Mila, and then
Yeah,
I go on multiple walks a day and just to clear
good,
my
good.
head. So I definitely
It's
agree
so
with that.
important. It's so important. Also burns calories too. So you're getting fit, you're getting wiser. It makes your mind more strategic, and you don't have that much stress in your mind anymore after the walk. Some people go to the gym, they get the same result by going to the gym.
Yeah, it releases some endorphins, clears your
It does.
mind.
That's important.
So jumping back into surfboard, I read that you hired about 70 employees throughout your time there.
Yes.
Can you
Yes.
share more about that and what led you to hiring that many people?
I was speeding so fast back then. Also, it teaches you a lot about how to work with people. In order to grow a very big company, you have to be amazing at talking to people. You have to be amazing at bringing people together, moving to the right direction, moving toward the mission of the company. The more you know about your mission, why does this company exist? Who does this company exist for? And who are the customers? The sooner you can get to the kind of quote unquote finish line. Scaling a startup is tough, but you need a lot of people to get your company to there. I did that by getting a lot of people excited about my ideas. I hired the best designers, I hired the best technologists, best iOS developer, best Android developer, best backend engineers. It's once you learn that easily that if you want to scale your company, you got to get a lot of people excited about that. Did that by just telling people about what I was building, how could they help me, and how could I help them.
Great. Do you have any tips for establishing trust?
100%. Be man of your word. Don't cheat people. Be real as you can be. Be very specific because one thing about young entrepreneurs don't understand is you're not going to always stay young, but your reputation will be there. If you promise something to anybody, make sure you 100% deliver that. Just doing that itself gets you to the next level of entrepreneurship. Be man of your word, deliver on your promises, and go over the scope of the project. Just know what you are building. So when you are talking, let's say you're talking to a software engineer, go over the scope fully. Be like, okay, I need this, help with this. This will do this. Have the design ready, have the mockups ready. It sounds so simple, sound very simple. But if you have the whole full scope of the project very well written and you have thought about it and you fully 100% communicate with the developer, you'd be amazed how much that can minimize the miscommunications. They'd be happy. You are happy. You're getting what you like. They're also getting what they like. They're working on a project. They are passionate about it. It makes everything so much simpler.
Yeah, very cohesive environment.
It is. It is. Your goal is to build an amazing environment that smart people can thrive, can share ideas. As a founder, if you build a culture of great ideas winning, you are unstoppable. Great ideas should win. Just not because you are a founder, you are a CEO, you are always right. That is toxic, if you ask me. Why are you always right? Why? Just because you are the founder? No, that's not true. The great founders, they know this. They hire amazing, talented people so they can teach them what to do. You don't want to be the teacher all the time. I personally hate to be the teacher. Right now, before this call, I was actually chatting with my CTO. The way he thinks and the way he functions is so great. He's very detail oriented, which I am not. And most of the times he tells me what stuff to do. He's like, "Oh, let's do this." I love it. It's so much better.
I mean, yeah, I think a collaborative environment is a key to success because
Very true.
people come from different backgrounds and have different perspectives and experiences that can lead to great things.
Very true, very true. Your goal is to build a very cool collaborative environment. So you have all these people helping, coming together, happy. Do you know what's the best feeling in the world, Colton?
Hmm.
When your employees leaving, five or six, when your team is saying goodbye to you at the office and they leave with a smiley face, that's the best feeling in the world. They go
Yeah.
back to their family, they are happy. The domino effect of that, it makes everything better. And that is so simple. A lot of founders kind of like it's so interesting because Hollywood for a while tried to portray founders as these mean founders that come here, they're so demanding, they're so dominant. But that is not true. That is not true. Maybe true for some cases, but most of the founders are great people. They themselves are fathers, they themselves are mothers, they themselves worked at other companies. People want to work at the company that are being valued. And if you can portray that all the time, you're a good founder. You're gonna go a long way. Also, you put in good karma in the world too.
Yeah, definitely. Just something simple as being kind
Kind
can
goes
make a
so
large impact.
far way. Be as kind as you can to people. Don't act kind. Be a kind, genuine person. That is the
Hmm.
key.
Yeah. So, while building Surfboard, can you share any other lessons of overcoming adversity or gaining confidence throughout that journey?
It's so many. I don't even know where to start. Most of the time is I kind of touch a lot about it. Kind of like working with the best people. That is so important. Also, another things is I was just chatting with my CTO before this. This is a great point for the founders that haven't built their company yet, but they're in the ramp of thinking to start their startup. You're gonna go out there, raise your pre-seed funding. Don't try to allocate a lot of your money to the tech development. Try to see if you can glue other products together. For example, instead of you building your chat app, try to use Slack. Instead of you building your video conferencing tool, try to use Zoom. Try to glue all these projects together and build your MVP that way. So
Hmm.
now, instead of you spending all this capital on building your actual native tech, you could use different products, glue them together, and get validation on your idea. If that works and your customers are paying you for using that, you are up to something very big. Now you can go that, take that proof, go to the venture capitalist, be like, okay, look, I glued all this product, costed us almost to $0. Look at the demand. People were paying me for this much. Now give me the capital so I can go and actually build my own tech stack. It'd be so good. Found 99.9% of the founders don't do that.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess when you're starting out early, you have this big idea, you're excited, you just really want to dive in and create something, and you don't really think about like how to limit the cost sometimes.
Very
But yeah,
true. But
that's
that
it.
is important. The founders that do that, they should stand out. The founders that try to, they're like, okay, I'm gonna save insane amount of hours. I'm gonna save insane amount of energy from my CTO versus we're gonna put all these products together. Because the whole goal of the MVP is this, which a lot of founders do not think about that. The goal of MVP is for you to validate your idea. The goal of MVP is not for you to build the most shiny iOS applications ever seen by human being. We just in the validation aspects. You just launch, you put the initial team together. Your goal is to see one thing. Is there a demand for my product? And the answer, the sooner you get that yes or no, you'll be so much better in so much better. If the answer is yes, okay, now let's go get build a team and get the funding we need to take this to the next step? And if it's a no, why is it a no? Is this our go-to market was not right? Is it our pricing was too high? Figure that out, pivot, iterate, get back there again.
Yeah, you have to stay adaptable.
You have to.
Uh,
You have to.
yeah,
Adopting is so important. A huge piece of being a founder is getting feedback, going back to the whiteboard, making the product better. Continuous cycle.
for sure. So, can you tell me more about the exit you had? Like, how long did that process take
Yeah.
and unfold?
It was actually a very brutal process. We were an event discovery app and we were on a process to actually close our Series A. We were pitching to investor all day. When we were pitching, this event happened that you may know of called COVID. COVID happened. COVID destroyed basically everything we built. Back then, VCs were not investing in any startups. The world were freaking out. It's was a scary time back then. So we had two options to completely shut down the company or sell some of my shares, pass over the IP to this venture capitalist in Dallas, and try to save the company from falling down. So I made a
Mm,
deal with the investors. I passed them over the IP that one day, this is back in 2020. So if one day the world comes back to per called normal, he has the IP, he could take it over. But back then I was kind of ready to go and chase my bigger dreams in life. This was 3 years working in surfboard. I kind of didn't beginning of COVID. I was like, I really don't know if this idea is gonna even be validated in this new world. People were not going to colleges. People were stuck at home. There was really no the way the world was heading and the way surfboard was built. I don't think there was any room for surfboard. So I passed over the IP to the investors because they invested a lot of capital to us, and I kind of left it and exit the company. I remember the last day that the whole team got together before we said our final goodbye together. And
yeah.
we are like, after all that hard work, this is where we ended it. And if we all looked at each other in the eyes, we said, this is it. We all left. I'm still great friends with a lot of the guys we built the company with. And well, yeah, we all went in and did our own thing after.
Sounds like a bittersweet moment for sure.
It is a bittersweet moment, but that is a reality for a lot of entrepreneurs. That process that we went through, saying the goodbyes, us not hitting the finish line as we imagined it, but that's reality. We did our best, and this is why I feel so proud of building surfboard. I know each one of the founders, each one of the engineers, each one of the business developers that we had, they did more than 100%. They showed
Yeah.
up every day. They were the first one to come and the last one to leave. And they did more than 100%. They did 200%. This is why that happened. None of us were kind of like upset. None of us were upset because we know we did our best and we knew our best was way enough. From that idea I had back in my dorm in college to how far we scaled and how far we went to raising all this capital, moving to the sickest office that you could potentially get. We had a great aquarium at the office. We were going hard. So from that to that was a very proud movement.
Yeah, it's great to look back on that as you move forward. And you've developed like some really cool relationships throughout the process.
Yes, yes, very true. I have made great friends by building surfboard. And surfboard was a great idea because it got me into San Francisco. It got a lot of my co-founders to New York. So this was a great stepping stone into our career. But back then we were all super young, 23, 22 years old, entrepreneurs, just did all this. This was a amazing ground stepping for our future success. And definitely now it's been 4 years post step forward. We are doing very well. Everyone part of the project is doing very well in life right now. Nobody's not doing bad. Everyone involved with it, they all have amazing jobs. One of them is building their own company. They are living in New York. They are doing great. This definitely helped us out for future.
Great. So let's transition a little bit to after surfboard,
Yeah.
getting into SF. Can you share some learnings you got from working in the VC world?
VC world, it's so funny. A lot of venture capitalists gonna listen to this and may not like this, but I have to say it because I want to keep it real. Being a VC is a very chill job. It's so easy and chill, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of heat for this for sure, especially on TikTok. They're gonna comment on it, be like, "Oh, we work so hard," but in reality, it's really chill. You show up to the office, you chat with few founders, you go for lunch, you have some coffee with the general partners at the firm, and that's it for the day. The next day. Overall, I see the value in being a venture capitalist. The world needs VC. Think about it. VCs deploy capital to the founders. The founders build a company. With that capital they raise, they go and hire all these amazing people. And those people feed their family with that capital, grow their family, do all these cool things. They shop, they do all these things that you do with your salary. So it builds a better economy. It's all connected. VCs to startups, startups to the family, goes back into the economy. It's very good for the economy. It's a very important job. But overall, on the difficulty and stressful job, probably being a VC was the chillest job I've ever had in my life. It was so chill that I was like, man, I probably have to get back into building startups again. It was so relaxed. I've never seen from surfboard, from the stressful days of surfboard to now a year later, chilling in San Francisco, getting an ocean view from the office, having an ocean view. I was like, man, I don't think I'm ready to take it that easy now.
So, about how many meetings with founders did you take a day?
Oh, I would take a lot. I was actually the founder, I was on LinkedIn all day, on Twitter all day, messaging to the founders. I would take like 2 or 3 calls a day easily. Whenever I was at the office, I was so excited to talk to the founders that I would go to the other VCs at our firm and get on their calls as well. So they would always bring me on their calls. The consumer investing, that was my kind of like focus and
Sector.
department sector. But I would always hop on other calls, like SAS to Frontier. I was always on other calls. Also, it would teach me about other things too. I wanted to learn. I wanted to be good at investing. So I would learn from all these other sections too. I didn't see any other VCs at the firm do that, but I was always on other calls. They would always invite. My calendar was just like so packed because I was trying to maximize my learning and also give back to the founders too. I still talk to the founders that I was about to invest to. They still hit me up on Twitter and LinkedIn.
Awesome. Do you have any tips though for founders like approaching VCs? Like, what exactly are VCs looking for? How long is the process, due diligence, everything?
Man, that question itself, we're gonna do a whole podcast just about that question itself because Colton, so much to unpack there. But a lot of things is just know your market so well. It sounds so simple by saying this, master your business. You have to master it. Know your numbers so well. Know what are you gonna do with this. Okay, you asking for $500,000 for your startup. What are you gonna do with it? You'll be amazed. 99.9 cannot 100% fully sell that. What are you going to do with this $500,000 investment? Break it down. Oh, I'm gonna do this, that. Think about it so well. Be good at selling it. And if your idea is good, you know what you are doing, you're most likely gonna get funded. There's always, this is one of my shout out to my good friend Garrett, who always says this. He's like, there's always money for good ideas. If your idea is
Hmm.
good and you're the right founder, there's always capital for you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like now there's more checks being written for sure, and I
Than
think if you
ever.
just displayed that passion, something good can happen.
100%. There is always there is always money for good ideas. And think about it. Over the years, all most of the great startups came in after recessions. Look at '08. Look at early 2000s. Good entrepreneurs are everywhere. Right now, I'm in Dallas. Soon, I'm going to be in New York City. There are great entrepreneurs in Indiana. There are great entrepreneurs in Iowa. Ideas and entrepreneurs are everywhere. I'm very fascinated by entrepreneurs. They come out of every walks of life. Some were teachers, some were firefighters, some were born to be entrepreneurs. Some come all walks of life. They take risks, they believe in themselves, they build a team, they launch their company, they start making money. It's great. I love entrepreneurs. I want to spend all my time with entrepreneurs. I love it. Founders
Yeah,
are
me too.
cool people. Founders are great people.
Yeah, it's just cool to see what different people are working on and
It
see
is,
how
man.
you can
It
help
is.
each other out.
It is. Only founders know how hard being a founder is.
Yeah,
Only the people who have built companies, they know, man, that's some hard work. The stress that we talked about, having thick skin, that adds up. Do it for 10 years, do it for 20 years, do it for 30 years. It adds up. It adds up so much. I'm going to almost a decade now being an entrepreneur. It's all that stress it adds up, dude. It gets
yeah,
on you sometimes.
yeah. I think like what you said before, just like finding those key ways to de-stress and going for those long walks and finding that thing for you to help allows you to keep going.
Very true, very true, very true. It's tough. It's never been easy being an entrepreneur. It's never ever been easy.
Let's move on to what you're working on now. Can you share
Yes.
more about Cassius?
Would love to. I'm currently building Cassius. We are a lifestyle company coaching men with their dating life. Our goal is to coach men improve their dating life, be more confident, and know how to navigate the dating scene. So our customers are men's that are struggling with their dating life. They've been on dating apps for the past 2, 3 years. They're not having much luck and success finding their partner. So what we do is we have dating coaches who can work with them one on one, try to improve their dating, try to give them as much as dating resources and skills they need so they can navigate the dating world with a lot of confidence. That's what Cassius is in a very simple terms.
Awesome. How'd you come up with the idea?
This has been an idea I've been thinking about for a long time. After building few companies, being a VC, you learn one thing is which is validating ideas. When an idea comes in your mind, you should look into what is the total available market, what is the TAM, SAM, SOM. Those three components are very important to validate ideas. So I had this idea in my mind, and every time I would think about it, I'm like, man, this market, the dating coaching market, is such an untapped market. Is a $3 billion market, and you don't see any startup owning 10 or 20 or even 30% of this market. It's untapped. There is not much technology in there. And it's just the more I thought about it, especially after leaving my previous startup, Lollipop, I was like kind of like, damn, this is my second startup. Two of them didn't go as well as I thought it's going to be. My next idea, I actually want to work on a very cool idea and also solves a big problem in this world. A lot of people are so frustrated with their dating life. They're not meeting their partner. They don't know what are they doing wrong. There's not much of personal guidance in the dating apps. Also, the dating apps, if you ask me, is slowly killing romance. A lot of people don't put themselves out there anymore. They don't want to approach people in public or in coffee shops or grocery store. So looking at all these factors that is hitting the dating marketplace, working on Cassius was no brainer.
Yeah, I think COVID played a big role in that.
Also
And
that,
coming out of the pandemic, a lot of
also
people,
that,
yeah.
also that, also a lot of men's. Our focus, we only coach as of now. We want to have a very narrow focus. We only coach men's age 28. to 35 years old, the mans that want to get into healthy relationships, they want to find their partner, but they don't know how to. So then we get to start working with them, assign them a coach. We gamify the program very well, so you could see months over months how much you are improving, how much you are getting better. And yes, so far we launched Cassius in February. So far we have 80% success rate. A lot of our clients are into healthy relationships now, and it just started. A lot of excitement there.
Where do you see it going in the upcoming years?
I see this becoming the to go place for wanting to improve your dating life. There's a massive market out there. We're planning to actually have our own brick to mortar store, kind of like you walk into. We're gonna try this in New York City, kind of like having a very cool boutique store, kind of like Cassius. You go there, you do Pilates in the morning, and then right after you get to meet your coaching person. You guys could chat there, do your homeworks. There is a lot of scalability there, but our goal is to be the to go place for wanting to have a better dating life. You want to attract higher quality people, you want to attract amazing people in your dating life, but you don't know how to get there. We will be the place to improving you, making you better, making you more fit. We're taking a holistic approach. The clients that are coming to Cassius are starting to go to the gym more. They are going for long walks. They are eating much healthier. So not only we improving your dating life, we're also improving
Overall
all
life.
these overall aspects. So
I
it's
think
very
that's really
exciting to
important.
work on this. I'm very excited to build this company.
And what do you need help with in regards to that?
Right now we are on the stage of getting more feedback on our product, getting more feedback on our coaching, on our tech stack, and our customer service. So we're doing a very small pilot program. So whoever is listening to this, whoever man is listening to this and wanting help with their dating life, please feel free to reach out to me. We'd love to help you out. We'd love to get you in our program and see how can we be helpful.
Great. Are there any other tips or ways that you're helping your clients like improve their confidence?
Yes, one thing, we are a huge believer in just going out there, just going out to coffee shop and just saying hi to people. Zero expectation, wanting nothing in return, but just saying hi to people. That is huge. We give homeworks to you. So when you join our subscription, your coach will give you homeworks. And one of our biggest homeworks are joining social clubs, like go to play pickleball, go to coffee shops, go to Pilates. We give you a lot of these things to do because we know how much that is going to make you improve. Your mood is going to be much better. Your confidence is going to come higher. You're going to start making new friends. But just going there, saying hi, joining social activity classes, you'll be amazed the ROI of doing those. A lot of people don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, you sometimes just have to step out of your comfort zone. And I'm not sure if you know Noah Kagan. Like he has a book as well, and one of the challenges is going to a coffee shop and asking for a discount.
Yes, yes, very true. I could 100% see that because think about it. It's not about getting the discount. What's matter here is art of asking, art of being uncomfortable, and art of expecting to be rejected. Most likely you're
Mm.
gonna be like, no, we're charging $4 for our coffee, but you put yourself out there. There must be something special about you that you're willing to get rejected, that you're willing to put yourself out there. The mans that can do that are the mans that are going to get more out of life, attract amazing partner, attract amazing co-founders, attract amazing investors, people who are willing to take risk and be bold. In my culture, I'm originally from Iran. We have a very interesting saying. We say, "Fortune favors the bold." If you can go out there and do all that, there must be something special about you.
Definitely. Another thing you mentioned was social clubs, just going to like pickleball
Yes,
or
it's so good.
something,
It's so
finding your
fun.
community. That's what I'm doing with Founder Social Club. Like I want to
Nice.
connect other people with mentors, investors, peer
Yes.
groups, and that community aspect
It's
to help them grow.
it's so important. Like you could do a lot of cool experiments there, Colton. You could do running clubs. Right now, running clubs are the hottest commodity that's ever been. Doing that, pickleball. Everybody loves pickleball. I'm very big on pickleball nowadays. It's so cool. Bringing people together in real life, IRL is the way to go now. For the past since 2008 to last year, it was all social, like everything online communities. You saw the rise of meetups, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, all online. But now there is a very interesting shift in the way social is going. People going from online to IRL. Whatever company that focuses on that can maximize the experience. It's very important. So I'm very big on founders trying to bring people together in real life.
For sure. Yeah, I'd love to have you part of the community.
Would love to. Would love to. I but very excited for it.
With that, do you have any last minute thoughts, and where can people find you at?
For sure. All my socials are Hirbod Bigvand. If you search me on Google, you could 100% find me. This is my closing statement to the great founders who are listening to this. Keep working, never ever give up. The founders that come in, have big ideas, are only way that can stop you from achieving all your dreams is you giving up. Don't ever give up. Keep building, keep getting better, keep getting stronger. If you can do that, 100% you will be successful. No doubt there.
Awesome. Thanks for that. It was a pleasure to have you on Change with
Thank you
Colton,
so much.
episode 13. Remember to be
Perfect.
grateful and stay blessed.